Hey coin collectors and welcome to the Big D Coin Channel. And today we're going to look at the 1972 United States dimes. We can see all three of them here. You can see the Denver Mint here, you see the San Francisco Mint here, and you can see the Philadelphia Mint here. And of course there's no letter for Philadelphia, no P or anything on these dimes. If it's blank, it's Philadelphia. Now there were some S dimes that were made, some San Francisco Mint dimes that were made where they forgot the S, but 1972 is not the year for those. So let's take a look at these. These all look like they're in pretty good shape. And this one right here, it's pretty clear that this is either very, very well taken care of, or it's been uncirculated, and that's actually what it was. This came from an uncirculated mint set. We can see it says Liberty in front of Roosevelt. He's facing to the left. In God We Trust down here under his chin. 1972, there, no mint mark, and a J and an S right there. Well, at the U.S. Mint, they make what they call uncirculated mint sets, and they actually take them off the assembly line or minting line, and they put them into plastic, and then in 1971, they put them in a white envelope, and they would mail them to you. So 1971, they made 2.2 million of what they call the PDS sets. Each of the sets contained two different Roosevelt dimes, the Philadelphia or P and the Denver or D. In Philadelphia, in 1972, they made 431.5 million of these. So there's plenty of them out there, and they're not going to be very valuable. This is the unless, and we'll talk about the unless in a few minutes, or maybe a minute. This is a copper nickel clad copper. If we flip it over, we see that on the back, it has some pretty good characteristics. Look at that. Sometimes this is called, what you look for on these is called either the full torch or full band versions. We see it says United States of America around the top, one dime here, E pluribus unum kind of split up going across the middle. On the left in the center is a olive branch with two olives on it. In the center is a torch. And on the right is a maple sprig with an acorn. An oak sprig with an acorn on it. This is the money shot right here, and unfortunately, there's no money in this one. What you need to do is to look at this torch and see whether you can find a full separation of the bands here. And there's a line that goes through these bands, and geez, I'm not finding any separation at all hardly down here. And I'll show you on some of the other coins what I mean by that. So they call this either a full torch or full bands version, and this is not it. But that if you did have this in a full bands or FB, you would be talking about possibly between $100 and $300. But as I said, this is not that coin. All right, let's take a look at the Denver Mint coin. The Denver Mint coin, you can see, that's also in really, really good shape. And we're actually getting some real shine off of this. This, again, is from a uncirculated mint set. And the reason that it looks a little different than this one is sometimes the plastic in these, it gets hot or the plastic kind of breathes on them. So some of this is just a film from the plastic. This one just didn't get that film. Same coin. One of the things we didn't talk about in the Philadelphia version, of course, is the J and the S down here. John Sinnock, Sinnock, was the engraver of these coins. They first came out in 1946, a year after President Roosevelt's death. They have, if we look at the side of these, they have 118 reeds around the outside. This is a pretty light coin. It's a pretty small coin. So it weighs 2.268 grams. It has not been silver since 1964, so it's a copper nickel clad copper. Diameter is 17.91 millimeters and thickness of 1.35. And what does that mean when it's 2.268 grams? Well, let's take a look at this one. This is the dollar. This is 22 point something grams. And look at the difference in the sizing here. This is a Philadelphia dollar. And this is an interesting thing because the uncirculated mint sets in 1972, when you buy one, you won't get an Eisenhower dollar. They did not include the dollars in the uncirculated sets, even though they were printed at the there are Denver and Philadelphia versions of these dollars. You only got the half, quarter, dime, nickel, and penny, and you didn't get all. And you got a couple S's. One of them is the penny. So you get essentially 3 pennies, 2 dimes, 2 nickels, 2 quarters, and 2 half dollars. So if you want to get this one, who's over here in the center, this of course is the San Francisco Mint one, and you can see that this is just a fantastic coin. The San Francisco Mint in 1972 made 3.26 million of these, and they were included in proof sets. We see there's a little bit of coloring on here, a little bit of filming. Again, same number of reads and everything. But now if we look at this, we can tell. Unfortunately, if you get one from a proof set, the full bands versions aren't that expensive. So you can see the separation there for both of them. We'll magnify it right up. If you tip it up and back a little bit like this, you can see that there's full separation there, full separation down here, full bands all the way down through. The torch looks beautiful. So this would be a full bands version, but unfortunately, when you're talking about the proof set or the San Francisco Mint dimes, it would only be worth about $4 in a proof 65 with those bands, maybe $4 to $6. All right, well, so collect these dimes. If you want to get them, what you're going to need to do is look for the Philadelphia or the Denver in a full bands version, or look for some error in the coins. And a lot of those times those errors are just like chunks out of them, or they don't have a full cladding or something. All right, that's all we have today from Big D Coins. Love to have you subscribe to the channel.